Enough to knock me out, but I'm still holding the throne.
Hello everybody, how's everybody doing? Today I want to talk about, because I got asked a question on a different platform about kindness being shown in prison. And for the most part, it's not. I remember when Robert Bordella had a heart attack. If you guys don't know who he is, look him up. He had his neighbor was calling for help. It was either his neighbor or his cellie. But guards took their time getting there, and then when they got there, they just stood there. It's understandable because of this guy's case. But in other instances, for the most part, you mind your own business. You know, you don't get involved unless maybe if it's your partner or somebody you ride with. You don't get involved. It doesn't concern you. But there has been a few cases where people have needed medical attention and people have called for the guards, called for medical, stayed with the person, but for the most part, no. I remember one time a guy I was walking with in Farmington had a peppermint, and he started choking on the peppermint, and he fell down to the ground, and I was kind of patting him on the back. People were just walking by looking. There wasn't nobody came over there to help or anything, and this guard seen it and came over there, and he even said something to the guys. He goes, "You guys just going to walk on by and not, wasn't going to call for help or anything?" And I heard somebody say, "It doesn't concern me." That's just the way it was. Anyway, the story I'm going to tell you is a guy who got in debt. Now, when he came to prison, a bunch of us was trying to school him on how to do time. Stay away from, don't get in debt, especially since you're new. Stay away from the gambling, drugs, all the stuff that will get you in debt. The store man, well, he got in debt with gambling. He liked to play spades, he liked to play poker, and it's just like I've told you before. Sometimes you'll have 2 or 3 people that are actually on the same side playing poker. They'll pretend like they're against one another. And they get somebody new, and what they do, they get all this money. One of them does, and then they split it with one another. That's what happened to this guy. And he was a good kid, man. And he just wouldn't listen. But he got in debt, and next thing you know, this guy comes out of they opened all the doors for a wing where it wasn't a yard, and we could only be in a wing at this time. And pretty soon, the guy he owed says, "Hey, you, come here." He called him by his name. The guy went up there, and he had him come in the cell. And the door closed, and he put a piece of paper in the window. That tells people that somebody's doing something in there, using the bathroom, doing something, don't be looking in there. Even guards know that. Take it as somebody using the bathroom or having cell time or something. It comes back out, and you can see the pain in his face, and pretty much everybody knew what happened, Some people pretend like they didn't see it, and everybody knew. And I think it was a couple of days later, he came up and he was talking to me and another guy. And, I was just, I didn't say anything about it, you know, and I wasn't gonna embarrass him or anything like that. But the other guy, he just walked off. And then, next thing I know, I got people coming up to me and say, "Hey man, don't be messing with that dude, man. He let himself get punked out." Even the guy who did it to him said something to me. He said, "Man, don't be hanging around a punk." And but I felt sorry for him. You know, I felt bad. And but he eventually, I think he checked in or something because he went to the hole. There was no PC there. He went to the hole and I never saw him again. So I think he tried getting out of the prison. But you know, things like that's going to follow you. It didn't matter where he went. Somebody else from that prison is going to end up there, or somebody's going to write somebody, and anyway, the news is going to get there, you know. So he may have tried to get him away from it, but it didn't work, you know. I'm almost positive of that. There was another guy, and nobody felt sorry for this guy either. He worked in the kitchen, and he got mad at a bunch of people that was on the yard, and he urinated in a styrofoam cup and poured it into spaghetti, and other people saw it, and they beat him. I mean, they beat him down bad, and he was lucky to get out of there. Anyway, he went to PC. Well, he went to the hole, and I think from there he went to PC. That prison did have a PC. He, from my understanding, people on PC jumped him too. So it doesn't matter. The message here is, on this little story here, is you can't get away. You can't get away from your troubles. They'll follow you. So if it's, I've heard of people getting beaten PC and being got, you know, while they was in PC. So you can't get away. And as me and others have said, you go to another prison, it's going to follow you. So this guy maybe got transferred, probably did. A lot of times when you go to PC, they'll transfer you to another prison and let you out in the yard. It's going to follow him. Somebody's going to say, "Hey man, that's the dude that urinated in the spaghetti, poured piss in the spaghetti." Somebody's going to say it, you know, and his trouble's going to start all over again. So if you're young and you're messing up, making wrong decisions, just think about it. And here's another thing. You're out there running around with your friends, and this is especially true nowadays. It used to not be so much, but it is these days. And they catch you and maybe another guy or a couple guys doing something, have you in jail. Somebody's going to be pointing the finger at somebody. Either they're going to be pointing the finger at you, or you're going to be pointing the finger at them. Sometimes everybody's pointing the finger at everybody. Now, I know one guy that went to prison. This is just what he said. I'm just going by what he said, so I don't know how true it is. I'm just going off of his story. He said him and some guys was running around, and they was like doing little convenience store robberies, you know. And sometimes they wouldn't even take any money. Sometimes they just getting cigarettes and stuff. But anyway, they all got caught. Now, according to him, just him, I don't know. It could have been the other way around. According to him, his partners, his friends, there was like two other guys, said that he did it, that he was the one that, and to hear him tell it, he was just riding around. He didn't really want to do any of this or anything. I told him, I said, man, you could have told him to let you out, let you out of the car. You didn't have, because if nothing else, you're an accessory to it, He didn't quite see it that way, but that's the way it was. And, I mean, if you're there, you're there, So, think about these things. And then being in prison is not just being locked up. It's missing birthdays, holidays, all this and that. It's having to deal with the BS from the guards, the staff, as well as other inmates. You got to be on your toes at all times. So think about this. And if you guys got any comments, anything you want to say, anybody want to add anything, put it in the comments. And I thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye.